Hi friends, you're here with me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and we are making an herbal tea. I ran out of herbal tea this morning, and I was like, oh no, I need to go to the store and get some, and I didn't have the funds to do that, so I was like, duh, I have everything I need to make herbal tea, and I love doing that. So what I've done in the past is I get Scott Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs, and then I choose a magical intention, whether it be money, joy, luck, abundance, fertility, exorcism, whatever it is, because you can drink those intentions and have that radiate in your body. So what this is, though, is it is a tea for joy. And we've made this on the channel before when we did our magical tea party. And that was super fun. So this is the joy tea. And here are our ingredients. We have beautiful allspice berries. Okay. I have to say before I forget, this tea, last time I made it, when I was done with it, it tasted just like ribbon candy. You know that? You know that old-fashioned ribbon candy that sometimes you have at your nan's house, and there's a bowl of it, and you go to lift up one piece, and they're all stuck together because nobody ever eats them. But they have a specific taste, and this joy tea tastes like that. And we all need more joy in our life, don't we? I love to have stones nearby, and I even have a chunk of tourmaline that came off of this mother stone that I'm going to put right inside of here. First off, you don't have to have a stone. You could use a quartz crystal. You could use whatever you like. But I'm going to banish the depression, banish the anxiety, and make this joy tea. So this chunk of black tourmaline that came from my mother rock, it is just fun to say mother rock in it. I'm going to go right in the middle there to charge this tea, okay? And then the selenites here just to cleanse all these herbs, because when I take them from off of my counter up here, they're going to pass over that. They're going to cleanse right over. So we have beautiful allspice berries. Love, love, love these. For teas, I make sure everything is organic because you don't want pesticides in here. That would be no bueno. And then we have apple slices. Last time I used golden apples and red apples. I don't have golden. So if it doesn't taste like ribbon candy this time, it must be the golden apples. So I have apples two ways. I have these sliced apples that I dried on Samhain last year. They're amazing. I like to float one in the top of each teacup, and it just makes this beautiful. I do that with oranges sometimes too. Float a wheel in the top of the teacup, and it just rehydrates, and it makes it smell so, so, so good. But then for the tea itself, I have these apple chips that I've also dried just like this, that I've broken into pieces. So we're going to start with the apple chips. We're going to ask the apple to bring us joy. And this is a Samhain apple, so please be bringing us joy, Samhain apple. And you can see how these are just broken into pieces. They're completely edible. They're lovely. Whenever I get snacky, I get one of those. So the big... And if they're in too big of chunks, just break them down to where they're a little more pliable. These are just it's gonna be a loose leaf tea. Apples give a beautiful sweet taste to your tea, beautiful. And then so I'm gonna be adding these into the top to float on top of the tea, okay? So you'll have those in your bag, but on the side. Another thing that I use in this joy tea, we haven't gotten the allspice berries in, let's get those in. And then just enchant them in your hand before you drop them in, okay? That might be a little much. There we go. Allspice. Bring joy to our lives and banish any anxiety, depression, or negativity. My candle is behind me. I always like to have a candle here when I'm asking Spirit for help. And speaking of Spirit, wormwood, absinthe. Absinthe wormwood. I sell this on my Etsy shop. You can substitute mugwort for it if you like, but it's not going to have the same taste. Now, I have to tell you this. Absinthe does have a reaction to it that makes you very, very blissful. I wonder why it works so well in this joy tea. So this is a wormwood absinthe, and this is what I choose to do with it. And it's not always suggested that we do this with it, so it's up to you guys. But I ask for joy, calmness, anti-anxiety, and spirit communication. Do your research about wormwood before you go ingesting it or smoking it or anything like that, making spliffs. Wormwood. Just kind of crumple that up and get it in there. Has a lovely taste. I'm a big fan of wormwood tea. I grew this myself with the help of my housemate last year. I put a good amount in because it's joy tea, and you only live once. This does bring joy. Alright, and we're asking for that spirit communication, so spirit can help bring us joy, and then as well that astral euphoric feeling that comes with absinthe wormwood. Stems and all. Stems and all. And this, like I say, is going to be a loose leaf tea. And so you'll just get one of your tea snappers, those little mesh things with the wire that you clip and open, and grab a ball of this and put it in your tea. Next, after we do the absinthe wormwood, we're going to add Mexican cinnamon. Mexican cinnamon is radical because it just isn't like a normal cinnamon stick where it's hard. This breaks into little pieces. And I know that some of that taste, like, look, just breaks right open. I know that some of the taste of ribbon candy comes from this, for sure. For sure. And so just break that to where it's going to be small enough to go into a tea strainer. You could bag this up, sure, but since we're leaving it so big and chunky, I mean... And then I just store it all in a jar, just like when I foraged from my kitchen. And, you know, keep the rock in it until the next time you make your joy tea. You don't have to devote this rock to it. You could just use it and take it out to charge it initially. But if you've got the extra, then why not? Next thing we're doing is bay laurel. Bay laurel leaves. And these are what people put into like soup stock and things like that. Bay laurel, please bring joy to our lives and banish any negativities, sadnesses, or anxieties or depressions. And cinnamon, I forgot to ask you, please bring joy into our life, banish any negativity, depression, or anxieties that may be here with us. They needn't be here. Looking pretty though, isn't it? Yeah. Next we have rose petals. Rose petals. Literally still on the stem. I love to keep these for oils and things like that. I can make you guys an oil with a rose in it for passion. Beautiful. And then just, you know, clump those up a little bit. Keep them going. You don't want to put the inner part of the rose in, just the petals. You don't want to put the stem necessarily, just the petals here. And they bring a lovely color to the tea, as will that absinthe wormwood. It will, because absinthe is bright green in it. So this rose also gives like a nice pinky color to the tea. Overall, once it's done with the color mixtures coming from everything, it's kind of like a light yellow from what I remember. I saved this for workings, the rose stem. Save that, put it aside. And I've probably gotten the best amount of rose petals I can get off of here without breaking into that middle part where all the dust is. I do not want that dust in my tea. So we'll set that aside. Or we'll put it right back in the rose jar. How about that? There we go. And then next, we only have 2 more things left, y'all. There's not a ton in this tea, but I tell you, the last time I made it, it tasted so amazing. It tasted like candy. Okay, and then now we've got lime wheels. You could float these in the top, but limes are quite expensive, so I tend to just break them up and put them in there. If you only had lime skins, you could do that too, but the taste from the dried fruit really does something for this tea that I adore. So I'm going to break up those lime wheels just by literally kind of twisting them apart. Now this part is a bit sticky because it's dried fruit inside of there. So know that if your tea feels sticky, then that's because there's dried fruit in there. It kind of feels like a tiny raisin or something like that when you smush it up between your fingers. But, oh, the smell that you get out of this breaking it apart is just nothing comes next to it. It's amazing. Alright, there's that. And then lastly, but not leastly, of course, because I think this really does something for it too, cedar plank. You know when they sell at the grocery store, like, cedar planks for you to cook salmon on one time, they're like $2. I've broken apart a cedar plank and I put in it. Oh, that's not a word, Jennifer. I put it inside my jar here and just pull out some cedar chips. I may have to break those up off camera to keep the video a little shorter. Otis, get down. But I would put 2 sticks in there as soon as I can get the other ones out. And just break them up into small pieces as you can. Try and get at least 1 in each cup, you know, because that is going to add flavor to it. And it just kind of crumbles. It's a thin board that they sell at the store. See, there's the print on the top for where it said cedar plank. You could use cedar from your firewood. I did that before I found the planks at the store. I was just using pieces of kindling from our fire. And that was just a great taste. Super fresh, super yummy. Mix all this up and put it into a tea ball. And when that tea ball, let it sit for 7-8 minutes. Because it's an herbal tea, it's not going to get bitter. It's not going to go off on you. And then when you're done, once this is in the tea and your tea baller's in the cup, then go ahead and take an apple slice and float it right at the top. And in those 7 minutes, that beautiful slice will rehydrate and be floating on top of your cup. And to any guest, that will be an amazing offering, a joy tea. Thanks for joining me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, guys. I love you so, so much. Make sure to check out Patreon below. And I appreciate everything that my patrons do for me. The channel couldn't survive without that, so please do check that out. Alright, have a beautiful day, you guys. See you next time.